$11 a month. That was our highest power bill last year. Hello, my name is Darren. I'm a dad. I'm an airline pilot. I'm a husband of a scientist, and this video has no airplanes in it at all. Instead, I'm discussing the technology in my house and how we run our house on solar, batteries, and the grid as well. We combine all those things to drive down our household costs quite a bit. Now, 6 years ago, we had our solar panels installed. We've been in the black on them for over a year, and it's been really good for us. Now, not just the solar panels, though, we also have two Tesla Powerwalls installed that help supplement the power coming into our house and how we use our power. But having all of that together, it helps make more sense for us to drive electric cars versus a more traditional gas car. And recently, I did purchase this 2025 R1S, Rivian R1S, instead of a gas car, even though many of you guys suggested some outstanding gas cars out there. It costs less to drive electric than it does to drive gas. Follow along, and I'll explain everything.
So first, the solar panels. We had them installed by Tesla. They were the most cost competitive. I looked at Sunrun at Costco, Tesla, and then I looked at one other third party locally, and everyone was higher except for Tesla. And initially, actually, when first looked at Tesla many years ago, they were owned by a different company. They were much higher. They had a 30-year ROI, and I'm like, I'm not going to do a 30-year return on investment. I won't be in this house for 30 years. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. And the lease option also made no sense to us either. But the price came way down, so we ended up paying 21,703.50 for the panels installed in just one day. After tax credit, we paid 15,192.45. So that's much more tolerable. The prices came down even further to like $12,000 after tax credit for a little while. I'm not sure what they are now, but they are nowhere near as expensive as I once believed. Additionally, I was worried about the hail. I live in North Texas. We get lots of hail here. With current solar panel technology, if we get a bad hailstorm, the roof will be destroyed before the solar panels. That's one insurance claim. I did have to increase my cost of my homeowner insurance by the cost of the panels only, but not too bad at 15,192.45. As far as it makes sense as far as the total cost. Now look at the power usage. This is how much we use from the grid only. No, not actual power generation, but just the pure grid power we have pulled in over the years, and what we would have spent if we didn't have solar panels. Again, we use more than this because we have solar panels, but this is the pure grid number, right? Uh, Adding all of the total kilowatts we took in from the grid times 0.16 per kilowatt hour, which is the average cost today in Texas. There are cheaper plans, but this is the average cost of power today if you Google it. Um, that equals 20,223.84. So we would have spent more than that actually in power over this 5.5 year time span if we didn't have solar panels. So right there, you can see my ROI came up really quickly. Now, again, we do use more power than the average consumer because we have electric cars. But this, you can see how it makes sense for our house to have solar panels and have electric cars. And of course, if we had two gas cars averaging 25 miles per gallon, and they each drove 8,000 miles a year, so 16,000 miles a year total, we would have spent $8,000 in gas. And again, we don't drive a whole lot. That's why I put 8,000 miles per car. We do have three cars, yada, yada, yada. But just giving it a low average of how much we would have spent on gas if we just had a gas car, not to mention oil changes and all that other fun stuff that gas cars get to do. And then, of course, there is the cost of the power walls. We paid 24,265.25 for the power walls to be installed again in just one day. I wish I would have gotten three power walls. At the time, I was like, I think two should cut it. I mean, we can still add on to our system, but the net cost after tax credit was 16,979.38. So it'll take me about, again, another 5 years to get back my $16,000 I put into my power walls. I did look at getting a Generac backup generator after our Texas freeze. And we lost a lot, a lot of people lost power. We didn't lose power at the house for half an hour, but I'm paranoid about losing power. A Generac was a similar cost, but no tax credit, and there's maintenance involved, and I have to actually use it to make worthwhile. The power walls we use every single day, and there's a long warranty on the power walls and the solar panels. I'm not worried about it at all. So we do use Green Mountain Energy, and we get unlimited free power every night between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. In Texas, you can pick your own power company. This is our power company in our plan we picked. It makes no sense at all if you don't have a solar panels or a backup battery in the house to use a free night plan. Our daily day rate for pulling in power is like 24 cents per kilowatt hour. It is way above the normal rate that most people pay for a normal power plan. But for us, it does make sense. How our house is set up, at 6 in the morning, the power walls start powering the house. It cuts off the grid. And even on a cloudy day, we're pulling in power. It makes power. We get solar power even on a cloudy day. But it starts pulling in power for real around 8 in the morning from the solar panels when the sun's coming up. Our house faces to the west. And then at 8 a.m., again, it starts filling in the batteries. And our batteries just go down between 6 and 8 a.m. because we're using power. And then it go back up again when the sun comes up. And on most days, our power walls and solar can power the house all day long. Now, on a crazy hot summer day, we can run both AC units under the Powerwall max output is 10 kilowatts. So both AC units can run. They need the grid to start. Yes, they pull some grid power to start the capacity, to start the AC units. I haven't put a soft start system in yet, but small amount of grid to start the AC, then it runs just fine. We can run both AC units all day long, and then on really hot days, we do run out of Powerwall power about 4:30, 5 in the afternoon. So we're pulling in the remaining solar because the sun's going down and some grid power. And that's why we have some $11 power bills in the middle of summer. But then at 8 o'clock at night, the power walls say, "Okay, I'm done." They start pulling. They start recharging from the grid for free, and our house is powered by the grid. And then at 8 o'clock is when all the cars charge. We run the AC units go way down in the summertime to like 69 degrees. We chill the house out. We run the clothes dryer and the dishwasher at that point as well. Additional savings we got over the years. I did put in a heat pump water heater. It takes the heat from the garage to heat the hot water in the house. We used to have a natural gas water heater. Now we have a heat pump water heater. The primary is the heat pump. The backup is electricity, but again, we get free power, so we get free hot water nowadays. One other thing I did also is I did put in an induction stove for a tax credit as well. But I'm staying on the solar panel stuff because that's what we're talking about right now. All right.
So that's set for our house. Again, not everyone can have solar panels and backup batteries and electric cars. For us, it works fantastically. Run your own numbers. Never believe a salesman's numbers because they always give you the best case scenario. And not every day is sunny and the sun at the perfect angle all day long. We make between 16 and 30 kilowatts a day on the average day. We have an 8 kilowatt system, just for your reference, and our house faces to the west. Now, if you don't have backup batteries and you have no electric cars, a neighbor has had a negative power bill for over 5 years now because he sells the excess power back to the grid if that's what your provider will allow. Always check with your power company because not everyone allows you to sell power back to the grid. But don't worry, I'll have aviation content returning soon. This is a temporary diversion while I'm on vacation. Again, my name is Darren. I'm a dad. I'm an airline pilot. I'm a husband of a scientist. If you don't mind, click subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff. And thank you for stopping by.